Today, we're diving into something pretty cool, the hidden power of being alone, and, more importantly, how science is finally reframing it, not as some kind of social weakness, but as a genuine superpower.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that secret, quiet wave of relief wash over you when your weekend plans suddenly get canceled? You know that feeling, when a totally packed calendar just clears and all you're left with is time for yourself? If that sounds familiar, I want you to hear this loud and clear. That feeling is not a symptom of some social failure. Not at all. Psychology is finally catching up to what a lot of us have known all along. That preference for alone time? It isn't a bug in your system, it's a feature.
Yeah, for way too long, the desire to be alone has been completely misunderstood. To be honest, it's been unfairly pathologized. Society has tended to look at it through this really specific, really negative lens. You know, the old school thinking immediately jumped to the worst conclusions. Oh, you like spending time by yourself. Well, it must be social anxiety, right? Or a symptom of depression. Or maybe you're just antisocial. Those were pretty much the only labels on the table.
But, science has a way of eventually catching up with reality. A whole new perspective started to emerge that was about to completely change the conversation around what it really means to be alone.
And a huge turning point came in 2016. There was this landmark study out of Wellesley College, and this was the moment the script really started to flip. It forced a total rethink on the whole concept of choosing to be alone. The researchers gave us a game-changing new term for it, solitude seeking. And this is key. This isn't about passively retreating from the world. It's a positive, proactive choice to be with yourself. It's something completely separate from being shy or having social anxiety.
So here's the bottom line, the big distinction. Solitude seeking is about actively choosing to go inward, to recharge, to find your fuel. Shyness and anxiety, on the other hand, that's a retreat from the world that's based in fear. See the difference? One is an approach, the other is avoidance.
So what is actually going on inside your head when you get that craving for alone time? Well, the neuroscience behind this is absolutely fascinating.
Okay, think of it like this. For a more extroverted brain, social interaction is like a strong shot of espresso. It's a powerful, stimulating reward that gives them a real buzz. But for the solitude seeker's brain, it's just more sensitive. You get to your perfect level of mental engagement with way less external noise. Here's another way to look at it. For some people, feeling alive and engaged means cranking the volume of social life all the way up to 11. They need that loud, intense beat to really feel the energy. But for you, maybe you find perfect clarity, all the richness and detail at a much lower, more personal volume. It's not that you don't like the music, it's just that you hear all the subtleties so much better in a quieter room. And it's in that quieter space that your brain does some of its most profound work. This is not idle time, not by a long shot. This is when you're integrating memories, untangling really complex problems, and making all these new creative connections. I mean, think about it. History's greatest breakthroughs, from Einstein's wild theories to Maya Angelou's powerful poetry, they weren't born in a noisy conference room. They came from the quiet focus of a solitary mind. Okay, let's just pause here for a second, because we really need to ask an essential and deeply honest question to make sure we're talking about the same thing. I want you to really ask yourself this. Is your time alone a choice that you're making from a place of self-trust and strength? Or is it more of a retreat, a defense mechanism that's born out of a fear of being judged or rejected? This is the absolute critical line between healthy solitude and unhealthy isolation. The legendary psychologist Carl Rogers, he just put it perfectly. The whole goal is for your actions to come from a place of self-trust, not from self-protection. One is about growth, the other is pure defense. And that brings us to this really powerful metaphor. Is your solitude a harbor, a safe, comfortable place that you sail from to go explore and connect with the world? Or is it a fortress, a defensive wall you've built to hide from it? See, when your solitude is a harbor, that's when you unlock its true potential. And this is where we get to the heart of it all, your solitude superpower, the incredible strength that comes from being whole, all on your own. Our culture just loves that whole "you complete me" story, right? But the solitude seeker, you're operating from a totally different and frankly more radical premise. I am already complete. Now that isn't arrogance, it's a deep, powerful self-awareness. You don't need someone else to fill a void because you've learned how to fill it yourself.
And hey, this isn't just some modern Western idea. In Scandinavia, they have a word, ensomhet, that perfectly captures that positive, reflective quality of being contentedly alone. Over in South Korea, hanbap, which is just dining by yourself, is a totally celebrated and common practice. This is a universal human experience.
So please let this be your validation. In a world that is just constant noise and performative connection, your ability to find peace and clarity and actual power inside your own mind, that's not weird. That is a rare and incredibly valuable superpower.
Because when it comes down to it, it's in that quiet space that the real work happens. It's in the silence of solitude that you finally meet the person you're truly meant to become.
And that just leaves us with one last crucial thought. The healthiest relationship with being alone is knowing your own value within it, but making sure that the door leading back out to connection is always, always unlocked.